Yeah, Ladd, there's been plenty of development in your game since Northbury High School. I'm curious your thoughts on maybe one specific area that you feel like you've gotten better at.
Probably just like, I guess I would say route running, controlling my body. I feel like I've always kind of like been athletic, but I didn't really know how to use it running my routes. So yeah, I feel like that's probably one area I've developed probably the most.
Glad we talked to Aryan a few minutes ago. He was talking about feeling pretty good going into camp. Just what does he bring to this offense when he's out there and he's an option for the quarterback?
Oh, I mean, anytime he's on the field, like it scares the DBs. Like he's a deep threat. He can take it deep, literally any single play. So, just gives us another element. Like take the top off, and I mean he can run routes too. Get underneath, catch a little screen, take it 80. I mean, track runner, and when he can run that fast, it scares a lot of people.
Ladd, when we first saw you, you were limping around pretty good and everything. It looked like you played with a lot of pain toward the end of the year. Did you have to get any kind of postseason procedures, and what is your health level at this moment?
Yeah, no, really just kind of rest was the biggest thing for me. Getting in the training room, doing rehab, staying consistent with it. And I mean, I feel really good right now, not having any issues with anything, so looking forward to it. Obviously, probably when the season comes along, I mean, bumps and bruises, it happens, especially in the SEC. So, yeah, but I feel good now, and hopefully it'll stay that way.
Ladd, I feel like we've seen a lot of your community service work and you getting out in the community to the point that you're even being recognized for awards and being up for those. I mean, what does it mean for you to be able to make such a big impact in your community and then also be recognized on a national stage for it?
Yeah, it's a huge honor being able to kind of do more than just football, because at the end of the day, I mean, we're not just football players. But there's so many other guys that do it with me. Like we went to like Camp Sunshine. There was like 10 of us that went, so it's not just me. But yeah, it's cool to be recognized and be put up for those awards.
Two questions for me, Ladd. The first, you were talking about different elements being added to this offense. What makes you confident? I know you guys are going through some quarterback things that you guys could take a step forward this year on offense.
Yeah, really, we had a lot of guys come back on the perimeter, backfield. I mean, and then our quarterbacks, it's not their first year in the system. They've been around. They've taken so many reps in practice, and I mean, y'all know, just being at our practice, y'all know how the intensity of it and the demand that they're put on. So, yeah, I'm confident in it, confident in our coaches. So I'm looking forward to it.
And then real quick, since we saw you last in January, anyone call you Andrew now?
Sometimes. So someone today, like we had a new trainer, and they're like, "What's your name?" I was like, "I'm Ladd," and then like Chris Blaska, our other trainer, was like, "Tell him your real name." And I'm like, "Nah, I go by Ladd," but nah, it's a little joke, but nothing serious.
Kind of to piggyback off the question 2 questions ago, just how did that come about when you surprised that kid? I'm assuming he was from North Murray for Christmas. How did that all come about, and just how cool was that to see the smile on his face?
Oh yeah, so we saw it on Facebook, like a little video of him opening my jersey. I think he like started like crying, breaking down. So my mom reached out to their family and then was like, "Hey, like Ladd would love to sign his jersey if y'all like can come to the house or we can meet y'all or something." So they like just pulled up to my house and I walked out there and surprised him. So it was pretty cool to be able to do that for him.
Hey Ladd, I'm curious, have you been following Stetson out there with the Rams or communicating with him at all, and just how excited are you going to be whenever he does get the opportunity?
Oh yeah, I mean I've been obviously seeing those videos on Twitter and stuff, talked to him a little bit, so I think he loves it out there. He's a competitor, so I know he's gonna make the most out of every situation. So yeah, I'm looking forward to him getting a shot, and I know he'll make the most of it. I'm excited.
Ladd, what stands out to you about y'all's receiving room this year, and is this the deepest you feel like this room has been since you've been here?
Yeah, like really what stands out is our depth. We have like 3 guys at every position that can go in, and I feel like I won't skip a beat. Obviously we all have our different ways of playing, different styles of playing, but there's so many guys that can go in there and contribute, so that's exciting. I mean, stay fresh the whole time. I don't think DBs can rotate like that, so if we can always have fresh guys in there and be able to play fast, it'll be special.
Ladd, there's a quote that goes something like, "Laughter is the cipher key wherewith we decipher the whole man. Talk about the importance of keeping the team loose when you're, go through the grind of a season, and then who on the team is sort of that type of leader?
Yeah, I mean, really just kind of staying up. You get through the grind day in, day out, but just keeping a smile on your face, having some laughter about it. And I really think Dan Jackson's a guy that kind of does that for us. He's always got a smile on his face, can keep you laughing, but also be serious when he needs to be.
Yeah, Ladd, Kirby yesterday was talking about Carson's very laid back, even keeled. Just from your perspective, what is his personality like in the locker room and in the huddle? How's it kind of compare to what Stetson brought the last couple of years?
Well, I mean, they're two different people, obviously, but Carson's a guy that really just, like I said, comes to work. He's confident in himself, and that's the biggest thing. When he gets his confidence and he gets rolling, no one's stopping him. He's going to be a huge part of our offense, whether it's him, whether it's Brock, whether it's Gunner. I've got so much confidence in all those guys, and I feel like to play quarterback, you got to have a little swagger about you, and those guys got it.
Ladd, since Lovett's come in, can you talk about the dynamics that he's brought in terms of, maybe another guy that can push or challenge you? And also, I guess, just follow up, Aryan dropped your name out there as maybe being one of the guys that pushes him speed-wise. Do you see yourself near the top of the speed chart? And who are some of the other guys that have impressed you with the wheels?
I'd like to think so. I can run a little bit, but, I mean, some of those guys got different speed, like C.J. Smith, Aryan, those track guys, Anthony Evans, freshman, Dom, like you said. I'd love to see that race. It'd be a good one, I'm sure. Those guys might get me a little bit. But yeah, we have, like I was talking about earlier, so many guys with so many different skill sets. And Dom coming in is going to be a huge factor for us this year.
Ladd, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure you cracked the lineup as a slot receiver and you've kind of grown into more of a Z receiver type role. What's that transition been like, and I guess what was the biggest difference from going inside to out?
Yeah, so I did start, I guess, that redshirt freshman year as a slot, kind of halfway through the season with injuries and stuff, moved outside. But how we do it, like 11 and 12 personnel, I'm still in the slot a lot when we go 12. So really just kind of being able to figure out my game, get a lot more press outside, a lot more off coverage from the inside. So it's different, and different routes, obviously. But good thing is I get to rep it in practice, so I get to kind of see it and feel it before I go out there and play in a game.
I was asking this person to know we're going for the three-peat. Last year, Kirby came in and said, we're not going to be the hunted, we're going to be the hunter. What's sort of the mindset coming into this year with the chance to make real history with a third straight national championship? How y'all to get motivated and kind of build off of what you did last season?
I mean, this team is so we harped last year that team was different than the year before, and this team's different from both of those. So just kind of taking it a day at a time, and we have our own motivation because we want to do it ourselves. I mean, there's a bunch of guys that came in that may not have played last year or weren't even here last year, so we're a totally different team. Coach Smart has used the motto, better never rest. So just kind of taking it a day at a time, not looking ahead, and then I think the rest will take care of itself when we get there.
Can I just to follow up on that? Do you ever allow that though? Something that has never been done, at least in the poll era, to win 3 straight titles. How cool that would be? Do you ever allow yourself to sort of think what that might be like at the end of the year?
I mean, obviously, people talk about it, and I mean, it's something that would definitely be cool. But I feel like just like getting a national championship is the best feeling, whether it's a 1-peat, 2-peat, 3-peat, whatever. Just winning, I feel like, trumps it all.
Ladd, your guys played inside, slot, returning punts, taking handoffs out of the backfield. Going into this year, what are you looking to add or improve on to your game, given you can already do so much for this offense?
Really just be more consistent with my routes. I mean, catching Billy, health, everything, overall game blocking, just be more consistent. That's the main thing I'm trying to focus on this year.
Any more questions for Ladd?
There's been NFL draft mocks that have already come out with Ladd McConkey being a 3rd or 4th round draft pick. Thoughts on being an NFL football player, and what would 17-year-old Ladd McConkey think about that?
Yeah, I mean, obviously that's the goal since I mean, since you're little, I feel like everyone wants to go play in the league. So yeah, but that doesn't happen unless I take care of my business here. So like I said, take it a day at a time, do my thing, and then when that time comes, hopefully I'd set myself up for the best position possible. And I mean, 17-year-old, not knowing where I was going to go to college and having this opportunity, be pretty excited. So that's how I try to go out there and, I mean, approach it like it's my last day, like I could not come out there and play again tomorrow. So it's pretty cool to think about, though.
Got one more on the far side.
Tyler Williams, Zeke Haynes, Anthony Evans, what have you seen from the incoming freshmen so far?
Oh yeah, those guys have done a tremendous job. I mean, they were here for spring, so now they're kind of learning the playbook more. They can play faster. They're not thinking. It's hard to play fast and do what you want to do when you don't know what to do. So the guys have done a great job. I mean, going upstairs and watching film with our coaches, our GAs. So I'm super excited to see what they're going to do this fall camp.
Thanks, Ladd.